know, when you get into these negotiations, sometimes it's good to back away from the tree and take a look at the forest.
Speaker Boehner is right. But what's the forest? Is it Medicare, Medicaid, bloated government agencies? No, it isn't even taxes. Why do we need to raise the debt ceiling? To avoid default. But why must we avoid default? Not because it'll hurt the federal government or working Americans. Those things would be very painful, but they wouldn't be the end of the world. And our elites insist that default would be.
I think it would be a calamitous outcome. It would create a very severe financial shock.
If Washington operates as usual and can't get anything done, let's at least avert Armageddon.
It's going to be Lehman on steroids. It's going to be financial Armageddon. And I'm not sure we're going to have the capacity to put the financial system back together.
Financial Armageddon for the big banks, global financiers, sovereign debt holders, and for us, because they hold us hostage. We can't default because default would destroy the international economic system. The system feeds on debt. It needs ever more to survive. Without more debt, it dies, and it'll do anything to feed. The world's super elite are better off personally than ever before, but their institutions are hitting rock bottom. Without your money, they will burn up and die. Without your money, our international economic system will fail. So our super elites are super afraid. Starting in the 1970s, their system began to replace America's political and military rule as the glue that held together the international order. Economically, they helped us win the Cold War, but after the Cold War, they only grew larger and hungrier. Now, international finance is a game that none of the major players can ever be allowed to lose. For a generation, America's titans of finance have cashed in on this great game of chicken. The big banks have successfully demanded all the rights of private businesses and all the privileges of the quasi-public entities they are. Here and abroad, their legal and extra-legal status has formed the foundation of a nakedly corrupt, unholy alliance between the largest concentrations of public and private power. It's not that they privatize profit and socialize losses out of simple greed. The global elite must be paid and sheltered from the consequences of its behavior because the global elite believes nothing else stands between their rule and worldwide chaos. Sovereignty, independence, liberty, they have no faith in these things. What do they care about political freedom when they monopolize political control? Alas, a game that no player can lose is a game that's destined to fail. And today's international economic system is now a demonstrable failure. It cannot replace politics, ensure stability, or even sustain itself. Its all-consuming search for real value has landed it somewhere deep in China with no way out. There is a way out for America, but it isn't default. It's a radical reform of the relationship between government and finance. Americans are rejecting the view that deficits don't matter because it's being peddled by a ruling class for whom our debt is indispensable. And unless office holders in both parties unite to free us from the global party of debt that's holding us hostage, Americans will reject them, too. I'm James Polis.